Hey everyone, it's Emily. I'm back with Ripley. Today we're excited to bring you some of our top moments from 2021, including our trends and watch releases. But before we do that, you know what time it is. Wrist check time. What are you wearing today, buddy?
I wear my sub a lot, so today I've got on my vintage Air King reference 5500. Small watch, nice watch. I've had it for a really long time and doesn't get enough wrist time, so pulling it out.
Still fresh, even in the vintage vibe. Love it.
What about yourself?
I'm rocking a Rolex Cellini, quartz, but cute. Enough with our vintage watches. We definitely want to talk about some of the new releases from this year. It's kind of an interesting year as a whole, right?
Yeah, so 2021 was kind of a strange year for Rolex. 2020, I mean, delayed releases notwithstanding, was probably a more noteworthy year. We got a whole new Submariner collection. We got the new colorful OPs. And I think going into 2021, everyone was like, it's the 50th anniversary of the Explorer 2. Yep. We're going to get a new Explorer 2. And we did, but it's almost identical to the old one. Yeah, probably the bigger news came from the standard Explorer line. You know, I think if you look at the standard 42mm Explorer 2, you still get in black or white. You get a new movement, the 3285. That's
which is probably
news.
The biggest deal.
Yeah, but if you look at this watch and you look at the previous gen, which was released for the 40th anniversary, calling one the anniversary edition, well, though accurate, yes, this is technically the 50th anniversary. There's not really anything about it that screams anniversary. But then going over to the Explorer 1 side of the things, lots of changes there.
Lots. I mean, staying on brand with sort of that smaller sort of watch vibe, it definitely kind of took its own turn this year.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the biggest trends, was just manufacturers kind of releasing a little bit more tempered case sizes. And we see that with Explorer 1. We see it return to 36, and actually this one's a little bit smaller
just under,
than
right?
36. Yeah, if you take calipers, it's 35.6 or 35.8 or something like that. So it wears really svelte, and the way that the bracelet tapers as well, it's not a big watch. So I think the move to, we all knew it was going to get the 3230, but the move to 36 mil was probably unexpected.
Yes.
And then also the biggest unexpected one, the two-tone.
Yeah, I remember back when this kind of was released, I was not the biggest fan, but I will take a couple steps back and admit it has grown on me. I don't know if it's just the wearability factor of the case size and just everything kind of included in it. It's kind of a great watch.
Yeah, for me, I'd go the steel way 100%.
You and about 50 other of our followers.
True, but I love a two-tone Rolex. I'm probably going to be reaching for like a Datejust or something like that if I were to go that route. But if you like having like the Oyster lock clasp, you want something a bit more sporty, a bit more sports forward. I mean, it's got a highly luminous dial. It's a bit more sporty than a Datejust. But you still want a two-tone. It does have its place in Rolex's catalog, so although it's not a watch for me, it does kind of make sense the more and more I look at it. I'm just surprised that we didn't see like a two-tone or a solid gold Explorer 2, or maybe like a ceramic bezel or something for the 50th. I thought the standard Explorer was going to be the last model to hold out before seeing some precious metals, but clearly I'm wrong.
Yeah. It was an interesting update, I'll say the least. We're definitely curious what you guys thought of the overall Explorer update.
Yeah, and these were the only new watches, like new reference numbers. Arguably, in my opinion, the most noteworthy new releases were not actually new watches, but either new dials or bracelets joining existing references. So you get the stainless steel GMTs, Pepsi or Batman, now with Jubilee or Oyster.
Which is nice. I think having the option is important.
It's not going to make it any easier to get, but I think, the option's great. And now there's no which one version's better, just now you can have both.
Yeah.
And then with this Sky Dweller, both the two-tone and the
one
white
of my favorite moments.
Yeah, that's another one. It makes sense. You get the leafy or the palm and fluted dials on the Datejust. You get the meteorite dials on the Daytona. And those have been super popular.
I like those. I think those were actually really exciting, even though kind of subtle changes. They're a big deal, actually.
I mean, my favorite new release is that green dial.
The palm frond?
The green palm dial. Give me the full steel with a smooth bezel. But I think that's what people are talking more about. Hey, I can finally get a Pepsi with an Oyster. Oh, I can get a Batman on an Oyster again. You know, I missed the first rung of those. Or, hey, Sky Dweller on Jubilee. This is what I've been waiting for. So I know some people that had no interest in the Sky Dweller whatsoever. It looked too much like some of their other watches. Now they want one. And everyone wants the blue with the Jubilee.
Oh my gosh, I don't think there's a prettier watch.
Yeah, I will. I don't know. I might go for a different route, but it's one of my favorite new releases.
It speaks to me.
And it almost seems like the one they should have put forward first after seeing it on both.
Well, another thing we definitely want to touch on is the trends from the year. Without a doubt, the colorful dials across all brands, but especially within Rolex.
Yeah, not them this year. I feel
not
like
this year, right?
2020 was the year for them for that, and almost what we're feeling now is the reverberations
Exactly.
from
I was going to say they've kind of have their own life now that other brands are really starting to bring in the green, the Tiffany blue.
And it's kind of created this positive feedback loop. Everyone's talking about between the Nautilus, 2021's the year of the green dial, out with blue and with green. Definitely, but Rolex has that green dial OP and the Tiffany blue OP in 2020, and as other brands start releasing their other blue, green, colorful dial releases throughout
that light is shining back brighter than ever.
Yeah, that new Tiffany dial OP, the OP41 with the Tiffany blue dial or the turquoise blue dial is probably one of the hottest Rolex watches right now.
Yeah.
And it's a watch that costs under $6K retail.
Unbelievable.
But it seems so of 2021, yet Rolex was doing that the previous year, and then this year it's none of that whatsoever. I mean, you get colorful dials with the palm dial and the blue fluted one, but
which is fun. But it's interesting. Do you think that other brands were kind of piggybacking off of Rolex's sort of push of the colorful dials, or is it just happened?
I would be shocked if that didn't have something to do with it. Okay. I mean, those OPs came out of nowhere, super surprising, made an enormous splash, and here we are at the end of 2021, and they're harder to get than ever. So I'm sure some other brands were like, hey, it went pretty well for them.
Let's test the waters.
Yeah, let's have a bit of fun this year as well.
I've got to ask you a question. So of the colorful OP dials, which I know this is not technically 2021, but because the kind of colorful dial conversation is really taking place, which one was your favorite?
So
you can only choose one.
I think I'm sticking to my guns. The Tiffany is beautiful. Green is lovely, but for me, give me the yellow and 36
millimeters. Yes, the yellow,
That's the one for me. Yeah.
We're curious, what dial color, especially of the Rolex Oyster Perpetuals, kind of speaks to you the most? Drop a comment. We want to know.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see yellow as the color of 20, or I guess technically yellow was one of the colors of, 2021 or something? Or 2020?
2020, yeah.
2020, yeah, gray and yellow. But we didn't see a ton of yellow dials then, but yeah, for me, that'd be the one. That would be my pop of color if I was going to choose one.
If I had to choose more of the on-trend colors between the green and that sort of Tiffany blue or turquoise blue, the turquoise blue, for sure. Just a little bit more fun, I guess. Feminine from my standpoint too, but I like blue.
It's a bit more versatile. Bright yellow watch is a hard one to look at.
I am into that Rolex green though. There is something about it that's very understated. Maybe not understated.
Well, it's not too bright, but it's rich and it's vibrant.
It's very Rolex.
I would have loved to see them do that for the Explorer too for the 50th.
Right.
Even if they just did this same watch, obviously everyone wanted the
anniversary
ceramic bezel. I kind of understand why they didn't, but what if they just did this watch with green instead of orange? For the 50th. Yeah, it probably we wouldn't be scratching our heads saying maybe it was a little bit of a missed opportunity to do something outside the box.
It would be a true anniversary watch at that point.
Just at that point, changing the color. It's otherwise exactly what they put forward.
I like that idea. All right, well, this has been a fun conversation looking back at all that came in 2021. 2022. Keeping our fingers crossed for some exciting updates as well. But leave us a comment. We want to know what your favorite moment of 2021 was, whether it was a watch or kind of those subtle updates. We want to know what you guys enjoyed too. It's not just us here. So be sure to check back on our channel for that predictions for 2022. Until then, you guys be well.